company, you need to disclose the beneficial owners of the company. And this is who a beneficial owner is. It's an individual. Please realize that it's an individual. It's not a company. Or a natural person who directly or indirectly ultimately owns or exercises substantial control over a person or a company. What scenario would this be? So you have somebody who is at the back end. His name is possibly not even in the company register, but he's the main person that is directing and controlling the affairs of the company. Or you have somebody who has substantial economic interest or receives substantial economic benefits. This person too could either be a legal owner or somebody whose name is not in the register. But when it gets to dividends, that person receives the dividend. I'll give you one example. There was one first lady who got this kind of arrangement in place and had a nominee shareholder. Meanwhile, she was a politically exposed person and she was a real shareholder. And the guy tricked her in the end. When she came out of bar, the guy said, I'm the shareholder. I won't give you anything. So it's this one, if they had disclosed, then she would be the one to benefit. So it's more of transparency, you know. You conduct transactions on somebody's behalf, or you exercise significant control or influence. You have to disclose who these people are. So as I said, BOs can nominate persons to hold their shares on their behalf under a nominee shareholder arrangement. And through this disclosure of politically exposed persons, it reduces the high risk of political meddling in business transactions or contracts or award processes. Because of this disclosure now, especially in the oil and gas industry, you won't have one company owning the whole chain. That is, if you truthfully disclose. Many of them still don't disclose. I'm telling the honest truth. With all these provisions, until we get one scapegoat, then they will know that the laws fight. But it's normally for incorporation of companies, when you are starting, when you are filing returns, or there's amendment, you inform us about it. By revealing who the ultimate owner is behind a legal entity, it becomes more difficult for criminals to hide their illicit funds or disguise their activities. So BOs are expected to enhance transparency and make it easier for us to identify who we are really doing business with in a company, and should reduce the risk of corruption, conflict of interest, and fraudulent activities. Now, shareholders would love to know this. Investors and other stakeholders, they can make informed decisions on who really is accountable and who has control over a company. Now, this is the section. If you fail to provide this BO to us, the same thing, you commit an offense, you're liable on summary conviction to a fine of not less than 50 penalty units and not more than 250 penalty units, or a term of imprisonment of not less than 1 year and not more than 2 years, or both.